Good evening. It's a great pleasure to be with you this evening, even if only virtually. I was in the Corinth Hotel a couple of weeks ago to record this short message as a patron of the charity and somebody who believes passionately in what it's doing. As by way of background, I used to be the British High Commissioner in Delhi, and I spent 4.5 years living in India and seeing the way in which that society is developing and evolving. And it brought home to me in a way nothing in the UK ever has, how powerful and important the role of women can be in supporting and delivering social change and improvement. When I got there 8-9 years ago, I visited one or two of the northern states and saw, to be honest, a very traditional view of Indian society, with the male dominance very apparent, and for example the women cooking the food, serving the father, serving the sons, and only at the end of it serving themselves. Later, maybe 2 years later, I went to the south and saw how women's self-help groups have transformed communities in a way which was almost unimaginable to me from my experience of the first 2 years in India. These women had taken control of their lives, they had created jobs, created livings, created new educational opportunities for their families, and they were, through their skills, through their leadership, through their charisma, I would say in many cases, able to change their own lives, their families' lives, their communities' lives for the better. In some cases, massively for the better. And what I see this evening as being about is an opportunity for you to hear more about the way in which the Trust can help these communities to change and succeed, whether in the UK or overseas, and how you can, through your leadership, acting as role models, contributing to the work of the Trust, really make a difference yourselves. Because in truth, these people, particularly I would say overseas, don't have easy access to role models or resources or new ideas. You have all of these, and therefore I hope people feel that you are almost uniquely well placed to support the Trust's work and to ensure that over the next few years, the Trust is able to help these women in particular to develop, to prosper, to succeed, and by their own examples, to create a sort of tidal wave of change in these societies, which will over a decade or two transform them from very traditional societies and far too poor to a new environment in which they can achieve their full potential, can allow their children to develop in ways that their own parents never had the chance to do, and can, through the support of people like you and the Trust, ensure that the world becomes gradually, not in a massively idealistic way, but seriously and realistically, a better place in which the talents of everybody are being used to the full. Thank you very much for coming this evening, and I very much hope that you will continue to support the Trust, which from my perspective has set itself some marvellous goals which we all need to help them to achieve.